Well, first off, let's say quick happy Thanksgiving. This is the episode coming out Wednesday the 26th, the day before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. And what am I thankful for? It's honest, it might be food. I mean, I'm thankful for my dog and my cat and my family and all of those things. And I'm also thankful for food. I might have a little bit of like I'm a sneaky fat guy where I don't seem fat at because I work out 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I don't seem fat. But about 2 weeks ago, I do a family dinner night at my mom's house every Wednesday. And 2 weeks ago, she had a long day at work, didn't put anything together crazy. So she bought, those like mini eclairs that come frozen in the tub. She bought one of those for dessert, which I was like, that's sick. Those things are fucking good. And about 30 of those come in a container. And I have an impulsive eating problem. So that was set in front of me, and I ate 21 of a possible 30 mini eclairs. And I had to, it seems like a long time when you think of these two numbers. I ate 21 mini eclairs in less than 30 minutes. I don't have an exact time frame, but less than 30 minutes. They were just sitting right there in front of me, and I could not help myself but munch on these things, which is even worse because before that, I ate, I don't know, half of a plate of fucking pretzel bites with cheese dip and then 2 servings of chicken and broccoli Alfredo. I ate like a diabolical human being. It was a problem. Am I doing anything to solve it? No. Am I looking forward to Thanksgiving where my mom most likely will have more mini eclairs? Yes, I am. If there's also a couple like cream puffs locked in there, I'll eat more than my fair share. Let me just say that between the actual food and then all the pie and the cookies and the eclairs and the cream. I'm gonna eat so much food because that's what Thanksgiving is for. It is one of my favorite as I have a associate's degree in culinary arts that I got online, and it is one of my favorite holidays because of the food, because of the extra day off. It feels like the start of winter. I kick my day. I watch a Christmas movie every Thanksgiving. Oftentimes it's I like to pop on a man's Western, couple years there. I watched Die Hard. That is a Christmas movie. The Hateful Eight is a Christmas movie, believe it or not. Quentin Tarantino did make a Christmas movie. I know a lot of people don't think so, but that one is. I was looking for Django Unchained this year. Not a Christmas movie, but it's just good fun because restart because another Christmas thing or a winter thing for me is Red Dead Redemption 2 because the first chapter of the game is just in a snowy mountain, and that just makes me like, hell yeah, a 6 shooter in a snowy mountain, and I'll be on my horse. Is very that's fun to me. That's fun to me. We may be dragging this cold open a little bit, but that's okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Let's get into this thing. Sun was shining down on Indianapolis. Daniel Jones was really about to impress. Got themselves up early the first half. We could see the future in their eyes. Then John Taylor, he did us dirty. Tell me, where are your touchdowns, baby? Kansas City bucked up in the next half. Overtime is where they would find success. Pat Mahomes did it again. I hope he has no friends, baby. Pat Mahomes, you a bitch. Suck my dick. I'm so sick of your shit. Why you do us like this? Daniel Jones going home all alone, thinking no Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes, you a bitch. Suck my dick. I'm so sick of your shit. Why you do us like this? Daniel Jones going home all alone, thinking no Super Bowl. Colts 20, Kansas City 23. I'm going to say this out of the gate. We're probably going to plow through some of these games pretty quick because I didn't get to watch a lot of them. Uh, I'm doing the ones that I have thoughts on solely based on stats and highlights and things that I did get to see. I use alternative means for my viewing pleasure. I sit outside my neighbor's window and I watch his TV without me knowing. That's not true. I use alternative means, um, and it was not working very well this weekend. So I was getting glimpses. It's not a foolproof system. I was getting glimpses of what I could see, watching highlights afterwards, checking scores, keeping up on all those kinds of things. And so I didn't catch everything. Okay, so I'm gonna hit some scores, a little bit of not much breakdown, but just my thoughts and feelings after what I did see. So let's start with Colts, Kansas City. Could not have been let down more by the Indianapolis Colts. Colts 20, Kansas City 23. Went to overtime. Didn't like that. Colts were up early in the first half. 14-6, 14-9, whatever. You guys know I'm not much of a stats guy, you know. So they went up and I was like, "Oh shit, the Colts are going to pull this one out. That's awesome," because to I bet on them to cover the spread, parlayed with the Giants to cover, which both of them did. But I also, in my football pool, I picked the Colts to win, which hurts even more because they were winning for so long. Like, that is what really, really hurt the most on that is that they were winning for so long. And so I went back and I just watched the highlights. Patrick Mahomes threw 300 something yards. Wasn't really that good, if I'm being honest. Uh, Kareem Hunt had 100 yards and a touchdown. Fucking good for him. But it was a field goal game, and where I'm just tired of the Chiefs doing this. Now, I heard some people, I don't know if this is on, big airwave, if this is, big media's blowing this one up, but I heard some people saying Colts are frauds, um, because they lost this game and they should have won it. I heard some other people saying that, um I heard some other people saying that, the Colts can't possibly be frauds because no one really thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. Now, I just so happened to bet on the Colts to win the Super Bowl. It was a little bit more of a gambling move where I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna bet the Colts because I like the number." It was plus 900. I thought their schedule was the way they're playing, the number is only gonna get lower, so I'm gonna capitalize on it now, get the plus 900, and then just hedge it through the playoffs. And either I'm going to end up winning because the Colts will win the Super Bowl, or I'll just keep betting against, I'll bet whoever they play because they're going to be a high enough seed that they're most likely going to be favorites in a lot of their games in the playoffs. So we'll probably see plus money. And, so that makes sense to me to, yeah, it's just hedging. It's basic gambling stuff. Um, so I'd feel torn on this because part of me is like, well, maybe they weren't. deserving. Maybe I should have waited to bet them because now I haven't checked, but their number is going to be different um, than the plus 900 that I got it at. So that does suck. But also, if they're not gonna win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it's just that's where they're sitting. I don't see them winning the Super Bowl now. When they were plus 900, and I made the bet. I believed in it a little more. I have grown weary, as one does in their old age. I am not that old, but it's still it. You got to think about it. It's part of the thing. So I just don't have much to say. Kansas City did it again. They currently sit outside of the playoffs. I'm obviously happy about that, but it's a tougher like you gotta think about that. It's. I'm just tired of the Chiefs. I hate them so much. I hate them so much, and it sucks because the Bills lost on Thursday night, and it's so obvious what they needed to do to prevent that loss, and they just didn't do it. It's like the glaring problems that we should have seen get addressed at the trade deadline or just even preseason. And we've just done nothing. So to watch those things come to fruition and lose to the Texans, who kicked the shit out of us, and then you watch, oh, the Ravens won, oh, the Chiefs won. It's like, fuck, oh, the Patriots won. Fucking come on. You know what I mean? Like, get fucking real on this. This is insane. So bad weekend to be a Bills fan. I've had some people try and the loss to the Texans was so bad that I have a buddy who's a Patriots fan, and usually he'll text me to troll me during that game or after a loss, and he did not text that. It was so bad that he did not message me once in reference to this game. And when I saw him on Friday night, he didn't bring it up. Someone else brought it up. So he's feeling for me. He knows we're down. But I just don't have much to say on that game, except I had the idea to write that fun little song. Well, you know what we're doing. We're trying new stuff, seeing what sticks, trying to have a good time on the show. Mix it. It's sports. We're gonna try and we're gonna have some hot takes. I'm gonna have some takes that won't age well. I'm gonna have some bits that won't age well. Will one of those bits be singing a made up cover that I wrote 10 minutes before I sat down to record this? Maybe, but it's fucking who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Let's move on because I'm just gonna get hung up on the fucking Kansas City again. Let's move up to another team that I'm a little hung up on. Like I said, didn't watch a lot of games, so it's gonna be just a lot of takes based on like highlights and box scores. Patriots 26, Bengals 20. The Bengals are bad. Didn't have Jamar Chase, lost T. Higgins. Obviously, they didn't play with Joe Burrow because he was still out with injury, so they went with Joe Flacco, who's not as good. Yeah, it's fucking. What did you expect? Everyone knew the Patriots were going to win this game. I thought they'd win it by more. I'll say that. Uh, for a guy who's supposedly the MVP of the league, Drake Maye, to only put up 26 points and not even throw for 300 yards. This is me talking shit a little bit. Not even throw for 300 yards against the Bengals defense. I think maybe they're a little fucking overhyped. You ever think about that? You ever think that maybe the Patriots are just not as good as we thought they were? You guys may have heard this last week. I'm a Bills fan. I live in New England. I've always lived in New England. So the discord that I have to listen to anytime things get brought up are a handful of people, are like a small handful. The people in the media, like not mainstream, but like people on YouTube and stuff they're supposed to overreact to things and be extreme, and that's part of the gig. Those guys are all like, "Oh, Drake Maye's the best in the league." Okay, well, if he's so good, why is he only beating the Bengals by 6 points? The Bengals fucking suck. and their 3 or 4 best players on the roster, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and, who's that? Trey Hendrickson is their defensive end. Those 4 guys didn't play or left the game early, and you could only beat the Bengals by 6 points. Maybe, I don't think so, okay? I think this is what my takeaway was on that. I haven't watched any highlights. I haven't watched a Patriots game all the way through. Um, this is my very kind of I think it's very on the nose, is the Patriots are the Tim Dillon of the NFL season this year. They're very they're not exciting to watch. Like they're not like, okay, so if you're not a Bills fan, you still like watching Josh Allen. If you're not a fucking Lions fan, you still like watching Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, if you're not a Browns fan, you might still like watching Myles Garrett if you're like the defensive kind of guy, and that's where you get your excitement from. I don't think Drake Maye is that guy. Like, I don't think he's exciting to watch. I think he's good, but he's not like, holy shit, this fucking guy, like, amazing. Can't believe he did that. I don't get that feeling from him. That's not to say he's bad. That's not to say he won't continue to be good. I just don't see the flash. I think he's Tim Dillon or Tim Duncan, sorry. And Tim Duncan, look, he won a lot of championships, man, with the Spurs. When was he drafted? 98, 96, whatever it was. Whenever he got drafted to when he retired, they won like 5 championships in that time. They were so boring, but their fundamentals were on point, and that's what resulted in them winning. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the Patriots are fucking boring. They're not exciting. Like, what? We want to say Drake Maye is the MVP. Where's his MVP moments? Where's his MVP game? This is one of the bad takes I was talking about that may age poorly because I'll probably do it myself. But if people are like, oh, Drake Maye is the MVP, and if you look at these advanced stats, because if we take these 11 games that he played and we figure out how that fits our narrative of him being good, then that's too much digging for me. I don't want digging when I'm finding an MVP. I want it to be clear. I want there to be the storyline. I want there to be surface level stats. I want things that cannot be disputed, things that I don't have to dig deep on to figure out how good a player is. Drake Maye, he's winning games. It feels like everything has to be dug into a little bit to, oh, why is he so important? Well, when you look at these numbers, it's okay, fine. Why is Matt Stafford so important? He's thrown 21 touchdowns and no picks in 7 games. Surface level. Don't have to dig into that at all. Why is Josh Allen the current reigning MVP? Well, because this season, if he scores 3 touchdowns, they win. The Bills win, and if they don't score 3 touchdowns, they lose. It's clear-cut stats. I don't have to go like, well, on first down, Drake Maye has the highest completion percentage out of any quarterback in the league on his first read, whatever the fuck it is. If I have to dig too deep, if I have to go, oh, Drake Maye is through 11 games is the first player to throw 250 plus yards per game with 20 plus touch and all this shit, that's too in depth for me. I want it to be clear cut. Why is Jonathan Taylor an MVP favorite right now? Because the guy scores fucking 4 touchdowns a game. Like I don't have to dig in. I don't have to go, oh, what are the in-depth stats to prove someone's good? Who's making an impact on the team? That's all I care about. Who's affecting winning the most? That's what I care about. Drake Maye, not an MVP. He throws a touchdown I think when he played the fucking Thursday night, whatever it was, against the Jets, that was TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson scored 3 touchdowns. Drake Maye threw 1 touchdown. Didn't have a particularly good game. He played, it was solid, but he didn't have to do anything special to win that game. So and yeah, that's the Jets, but you see upsets sometimes, and so I know that he shouldn't be the MVP because where are his moments? I'm not seeing his moments. I and it's I could say so much about the Patriots fans. So that's one thing. The Patriots are Tim Duncan. Very plain, very boring. Win a lot of games, not a lot of moments, and there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, on a side note, Drake May is his nickname. I fucking hate that. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I think I talked about that last week, maybe the week before. I don't care. I don't like the nickname. I'm out on the nickname. Find something better than that. For one, I don't feel like quarterbacks really need a nickname. Because they're the guy. They're supposed to be the adult in the room. That's how I see it. If you want to have a nickname, fine, but it's whatever. Okay, Drake. It's got to be better than Drake May. If the quarterback's going to have a nickname, it can't be dumb as fuck like that. And I want to know where are the Patriots fans, like the average everyday guy that you run into? Where's your fucking nuts? Does that make sense? Like, because I know what's going to happen is every time you try and have a conversation, they're going to push back a little bit, and then they're going to fold and they're going to go, well, we're better than we expected to be anyway. So it doesn't, like wherever we end up, we only expected to get like 8, 9 wins, and we're going to get double-digit wins, like, and make the playoffs. Okay, fine. But I want if you're going to do it, if you're going to sell me on, oh, that 5-year rebuild was fucking brutal, I want to see the Patriots fans going like, yeah, fuck you, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, okay? And I want it now. It should have already been happening. I shouldn't have to fucking call for it like this, all right? I want to see some fucking Pats fans. Let's see your nuts, okay? Because I know if the Bills were I talk shit, and my team is losing games right now. We're in a downward spiral. We're not looking good. It's very scary. I'm losing sleep over it. And I'll still talk shit to Patriots fans, Chiefs fans, Ravens fans, anyone who I fucking got my sights on. I will talk shit. Why are the Patriots fans not doing this? Grow some fucking balls, okay? Stop being so, oh no, we're happy with where we are. Fuck you, all right? 20 years you handled business. I don't want the fucking, oh no, we're just happy to be back in the hunt. Go fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck yourself. You don't understand hard work. You don't understand diehard loyalty to a brutal franchise like a Bills fan, like a Browns fan, a Titans fan, a fan base that's gotten so close so many times just to be snuffed out like a candle in the 1800s. It matters, and you need to behave like it matters. Not behaving like, oh, well, we're better than we were next year, or we're better than we were last year. So no matter how this ends, we know we're going to be good next year. We're going to be set up. We're going to be fine. Because that's not guaranteed. Talk your shit now, because what are you going to do when next year if you just suck for no reason, like the Bills do, or the Titans when they had Mike Vrabel as the head coach? They made it to the AFC Championship, didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Everyone was like, well, they were the 1 seed. They made it to the championship, didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but that's fine. We're going to be back next year. And then they fucking fell off and fired the fucking best head coach they could have asked for, who's now doing it with the Patriots. I'd be more willing to give the Coach of the Year award to Mike Vrabel than the MVP to Drake Maye, which seems very personal, but Coach Vrabel is that good that it's hard to dispute. Like, I could live with that one way more than if the MVP went to Drake Maye, because Drake, comparatively to other guys, he doesn't have the storyline. He's not it. But Tennessee they were talking shit at that time, and they were right to do so. And now the Patriots are on pace for something similar, and you're not going to talk shit. Next year's not guaranteed. How about you fucking talk your shit this year, okay? That's what I want. If you're going to be at the top, be about it, all right? Fucking rep that you're at the top. Don't try and be the likable, humble hero. Fuck it. No one likes you anyway. So how about you shove it in their mouth and fucking be like, well, you don't like it too fucking bad. How about that? That's what I want to see out of Patriots fans. Got a couple of these we can move through kind of quick. So we're going to bang some of these out just real fast, kind of make some headway here. Jags 27, Cardinals 24. Both these teams are bad. Trevor Lawrence is bad. The prince that was promised is not good. He threw, I don't know, 1 million interceptions this weekend. They're bad, but they keep winning games. And the frustrating part about that is that now with where the Bills sit and the Chiefs and the Ravens and potentially the Bengals, they've got a little bit of life left with Joe Burrow coming back. All these guys are kind of in the hunt for those wild card spots. The Jaguars don't stand a chance at winning a single playoff game. I'll be shocked if they do that. But they are good enough to make the playoffs because of the division they're in. So really, their job now is to hopefully keep Kansas City out of the playoffs. That's all I care about. Once Jacksonville's in and Kansas City's fully eliminated, that's what I want. As long as the Bills get in, that's what I want. And I do think that we are trending in that direction. The Chiefs have to be nearly perfect to make the playoffs. I think it's like they have to win like 5 of 6 or something like that. Not easy to do. Are the Bills in a similar boat? I believe so, yes. However, I think the Bills' schedule going forward is a little bit easier. And I don't know, I trust them more. That may be biased, but I just feel like I trust Josh Allen right now more than I trust Patrick Mahomes. Not that Patrick Mahomes isn't great. It just seems like something with that team isn't right. And I don't know what either team's remaining schedule is. I truly just think that the Chiefs' schedule is just harder than the Bills through the rest of the season. So I'm hoping the Bills get lucky. They're gonna have to squeak into like a 7 seed or a 6 seed. And I just have to pray that Jacksonville takes up the other wild card spot to keep Kansas City out. So that's my analysis on Jags cards. Both teams suck. Jags, your job is keep Kansas City out of the playoffs. That's it. That is it. A couple other quick ones. Giants 27, Lions 34. I mean, that game went borderline exactly how you thought it would go. I love Jameis Winston. He deserves to be a starter. And is one of the greatest players to watch in the NFL right now, and that is both on the field and off. He is absolutely fucking electric, in my opinion. Love everything about him. Love his personality. He's such a lovable guy. What was this quote that he said? Oh, we outside, but we inside. I don't even know what that means, but I like it. You know what I mean? I like it. He deserves to be a starter somewhere. There's a bunch of teams that I think would be improved if he had been the starter already. Probably, honestly, including the Giants. I think one of the biggest takeaways from this game, and since we've gotten 2 of these starts from Jameis Winston, he's just got some kind of pop to him, I think is indisputable. It seems very apparent that with these past 2 games, Brian Daboll, who's now been fired, he maybe, possibly, potentially, kind of looks like a stupid bitch for starting Russell Wilson over Jameis Winston. You want to switch to Jackson Dart? Hey, that's fine. He's your rookie. You got to make a move. That's a save your job kind of move. You know what probably would have taken a little bit of pressure off of that is if you had started Jameis Winston before Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson sucks so much. And then you look at Jameis, he's better on the move. He's better throwing deep. He's better throwing short, throwing long, running. Fucking the guy, they had a trick play. He's fucking breaking tackles here, going fucking 25 yards for a touchdown reception. Jameis is the fucking man. Also, he energizes the team. Not much to say there. The Lions won, thought they would. The spread started at like fucking 10.5 or something like that, went all the way to 13.5. So I jumped on that because there's just no fucking way. I think a lot of people were doubting Winston coming out, but J-Dubs, I love the man. All about him. Can't spell Winston without wins. And we didn't get one this week, but he's too much fun to watch, so I don't even care. Giants 27, Lions 34. We knew the Lions would win, but it was a great game to watch. One of the more fun games going on, I thought. Another one that I don't have much to say on. Bucks 7, Rams 34. Stafford's the MVP. Rams are unstoppable, both sides of the ball. Yeah, nothing much to say except these guys are the best football team right now. Matt Stafford deserves to win the MVP. He's got the storyline going for him. He's got the stats going for him. He's got the wins going for him. They look great. I think they might be poised to win another Super Bowl. They look so good. They look so good. And with the Bucks injuries that they've had this year, you could never expect I was hoping for a better game, but I never expected the Bucks to win. I was on the Rams the whole time. Surprised they didn't score more, honestly. Just a rough outing for the Bucks. But hey, what are you going to do when you lose Baker and every offensive piece that you have, Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Mike Evans, you're losing too many pieces. It's not going to happen. That's just how it goes. It sucks, but that's how it goes. Bucks 7, Rams 34. Diving a little deeper, not much. Jump over to Browns 24, Raiders 10. I thought the Raiders were going to win this game. I didn't believe in Shedeur Sanders going in. I am not sold on Shedeur Sanders right now. The Browns won because they're one of the best defenses in the league. But I wouldn't say Shedeur is the reason they won. He only threw for like 100 some odd yards, I think. Nothing that crazy. One touchdown, which came off of a screen pass that was really on the receiver. I didn't even see who it was. It was whoever caught the ball. That's why they won, if we're being completely honest. It just not much to say. I'm not sold on Shedeur. Did he look better than Dylan Gabriel? I don't know. Dylan looked pretty sharp, but then doesn't really move around too much. I think Shedeur didn't look as sharp. I think he completed like less than half his passes. But you got the win, so good for you. First quarterback making their first start for the Browns to win a game since 1999. So since the team came back into the fold, so what is that, like fucking 1-17, I think they are now. All right, it's not the highest I mean, it's the Raiders. The Raiders have been god awful. Absolutely, positively terrible. Don't really like them at all. I liked Ashton Genty. He didn't do shit, or hasn't really this season. I like Brock Bowers. He's been in and out with injury. It just, there's the Raiders' offensive line is garbage. Max Crosby's good. The Raiders suck. Gino did give the finger to a Raiders fan, which I don't love, but the only reason I don't hate it is that because I do feel in my heart, for me personally, I think if the Raiders were winning games, that would be a sick move. Um, they are not, so it doesn't look great, but that's maybe that's I like the rivalry. I like how toxic and just fucking at each other's throats fan bases can be. I wish that it's I don't know, it's a part of me still likes it. Part of me still likes it. I don't think it's great. It's not a good look. It's a big problem. I saw one guy, I think on Twitter, I wish I could remember who it was. I wouldn't even be able to find the tweet now, saying that we should, the Raiders need to fire Geno Smith for conduct detrimental to the organization, so that way they can fire him and not have to pay his salary. Uh, he's been bad. I don't as That's happened to me based on some bullshit before, where I got fired by a restaurant basically because the owner didn't like me and said that it was because I was, um, what was it? I wasn't following health standards, which wasn't true. And also, she was one to talk. I've seen her tie a dog up to a kitchen table and make food before in the restaurant's kitchen, and not like make something for herself, which you could kind of get away. This was like, oh, making stuff for customers and stuff, like baked goods and pastries, working a big table. Wow, a dog is just tied to the table right next to her. So fucking, she was not only did I get terminated wrongfully, but that was some bullshit. I mean, I'm in a better paying job now, so it is what it is. I've got the free time to do this. It is what it is. I'm not upset about it. But as someone who's been fired under those circumstances and couldn't receive unemployment, I don't think that should happen to Geno Smith. Because I thought his contract wasn't great when he signed it. I thought the Raiders were wrong for doing that. That being said, he's bad and he's got millions of dollars. So if as long as he isn't a fucking jackass, he should have a little bit of money saved up. First thing you should get, I mean, I'm not a pro athlete, but first thing I've heard you should get when you start making money is get a financial advisor. They handle your shit for you. Keep your money straight. Keep your money when you're not having a income, like when you don't have money coming in, you've got fucking money building in like stocks or whatever I don't know. I don't know about this. I've never had enough money to even be able to consider that stuff, but my bills are almost paid. They're almost paid. Anyway, Geno Smith, bad for doing the finger to the fan. Unless they had significantly more wins, then I like it a little more. But that's just me being like, I don't know, fucking a little fiery, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. These are the two games, and then we'll get into my big overarching storyline for the weekend. Eagles 21, Cowboys 24. Their offense is just fucked up. Their offense is so fucking bad. They scored 21 points in like with the first quarter, basically, I think. I was trying to watch this game, and the particular avenue in which I watched these games kept failing. So I was getting bits and pieces for a while. The Eagles, they look broken. They have been struggling to score points on a consistent basis. Saquon had 10 rushes for 22 yards, I think. I don't know. I don't believe that's an offensive line problem. I think Emmanuel Ocho, I think, posted a video, or Ocho, whatever. I don't know how to say his name. He posted a video on Twitter, that I found his Twitter recently with some really cool film breakdowns, saying that it's actually not the offensive line's problem. That's counterintuitive to what I think and what I've seen and all those kinds of things. My cat just jumped on my laptop, and it says that it made a marker somewhere. but I don't know how that shit works. I've never put a mark on the recording before. So we'll fucking see. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't fuck something up. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, Eagles 21, Cowboys 24. Oh yeah, Saquon, he's not looking good. He hasn't looked good all season. Like you wouldn't expect him to be the 2,000-yard, 15 touchdown guy for a second year in a row, because I don't think that is something that's sustainable from a year to year to year to year basis. I would consider last season to be his best season of his career. Do I see him taking a step back from that? A little bit? Yeah, of course. Do I see it coming down to, 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards? Yeah, of course. That's a lot of running for one man. Significantly less running this year. I don't know what he's at for a year yardage total, but I know it's way, way down. And I can't imagine that Saquon just got that much worse, or this is the Madden curse, or whatever it is. Something just seems wrong. AJ Brown's been upset the entire season, even when he has big games. Jalen Hurts, I don't know what he's doing. I wouldn't say it's playing particularly well. Saquon Barkley's obviously been bad. I don't know if the offensive line is banged up. I know I've watched the past few Eagles games because they've been in these like standalone or primetime spots, whatever you want to call it. And their defense is elite. Do I think it's the best in the league? Personally, not in my opinion, but they've been holding teams down, but they've also just been failing to score points consistently. They were due for a loss. I think the Cowboys might be better than we all thought they would be, even after watching their offense, and everyone was going to be like, well, their offense is going to be really fun, but they're just not going to win that many games. And yeah, their record isn't great right now, but they've made some moves for like Quinn and Williams. And their defense is looking much, much better. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough that they could make a push with this offense? Yes, and that's largely because I think it is strongly possible that Dak Prescott with George Pickens is better than Dak Prescott with CeeDee Lamb. Now, I said this before, I do think Dak, Pickens, CeeDee are going to become another, like the NFC version of the Bengals, where they're just top heavy loaded on offense and everything else is a fucking crapshoot. We'll see what happens. I I think that's the direction this is going, because CeeDee's under contract and we know he's a top 5 wide receiver in the game. I think George Pickens with Dak could be also a top 5 receiver. He looks so good since leaving Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's awful. I didn't look anything at their game this weekend. They're so bad, and their offense has been so dysfunctional for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's not that long, but it's been a while since Le'Veon Bell, A.J. Brown, and Big Ben were all in their prime and all playing well together on that team. It feels like they haven't been able to put it together since then in any kind of way. Pickens has been unlocked in Dallas. I think he's happy there. I think he's got a very nice, good connection with Dak Prescott. I think CeeDee Lamb has got a excellent connection with Dak Prescott, just not as good as Pickens. Pickens might be better with Dak than CD is. So I think they keep all 3 of those guys on the roster next year. I believe this is a contract year for Pickens. He just looks so good down there in Dallas. I don't think that they're going to let him go, especially the way that Jerry Jones is about his players. I think he stays. I think that he's just good. He's good down there. I'm surprised that Dallas won this game. Just because I thought like this was going to be where, okay, they get slowed down because the Eagles defense has been so good. And it felt like okay, the Eagles got to shape it up here. That's just what I was guessing. I was like, they're finding ways to win these games. I have the Eagles to win. Similar to the Colts, I was right for a long time. And then I was just wrong at the very end, which sucks. Yeah, that sucked, but I think it's torn on stories between the Eagles' offense is broken and you have to have a better run game than this, and I don't know how to fix that because am I'm not paid to know those answers. The coaching staff is, and they've failed to do it for weeks now. The other big story is the Cowboys they might be able to make a run to the Super Bowl. I don't know, but could they squeak into the playoffs in the NFC? I do think so. I think that's up for grabs here. Last game we're going to talk about, and then I've got a big overarching storyline that we're going to dive into. I don't even know how long. I thought this was going to be a short episode. I think it's going to be a longer episode. Didn't realize I had this much to say. Vikings 6, Packers 23. We're going to try and breeze through this. JJ McCarthy, I'm all the way out. All the fucking way out. This is a guy, he's been winning games by throwing low yardage, 143 yards or less, and he's winning games, throwing a couple interceptions a game, and he's been winning games. 83 yards on fucking, what was it, like 12 complete? I don't remember how many it was. It wasn't great, but it was too high of a number for you to only have 83 yards. I know that. When you have Justin Jefferson as your wide receiver, Carson Wentz was doing better with this current team. Sam Darnold was doing better last year, and I don't think that there's that many differences in the roster. There is time for him to get better, but J.J. McCarthy right now, today, through his wins, through his losses, he looks fucking terrible. He looks like dog shit. Dog shit he looks like cat shit that got eaten by a dog and then got shit out with the dog shit put in a paper bag, lit on fire, and tossed on someone's porch. But when you heaved it backwards to throw it, the bag broke open and it got all over yourself. That is what J.J. McCarthy's doing right now. He just looks bad. I don't have any positives to say. He just looks bad. Again, it is early. Brett Favre didn't look great early. Josh Allen didn't look great early. Those two guys just so happen to play a different style of game than J.J. McCarthy does, and are overall, frankly, even Josh Allen right now, I think in terms of talent, like they're all-time greats right now. But he's not good. The Packers, I don't know what to make of the Packers on defense. Micah Parsons is having a very good season, but it's very quiet. He still has like 10 sacks or something like that, which is it's a good number. There's still plenty of games left to get that number up. Like he's having a good year. It's not a Myles Garrett year, but it's been good. There's nothing to sneeze at. Can't believe I just said that. Sorry, it's Monday Night Football has now started, so now I'm watching that game, and I just saw a Carolina Panther. There was 12 men on the field. I don't know who it was. I didn't even see his number, but he just dove off of the field so that he didn't get caught on the 12 men off the field. That's a hustle play. That's what we like to fucking see. Anyway, Packers, they're 7-3. That's a good record. But if you had looked at them before the first snap of week 1, you would have gone, these guys they should be undefeated. Like they should be a Super Bowl favorite, and they don't feel like a Super Bowl team. Now, I haven't watched a ton of the Packers this year. I just haven't. But what I have seen, it has not been so impressive. You know, they've held a lot of teams under 20 points, sorry. They've allowed a couple teams to go nuts on them, like the Cowboys going for 40. But the Vikings scoring 6 points and your supposedly franchise quarterback throwing for 83 yards is not good. I think that is a combination of J.J. McCarthy being bad right now and the Packers defense being good. That is the lowest number of points they've given up all season. They've been very, very dominant on defense, but this was a I don't want to say a perfect storm is the wrong words to use. This is a nightmare for J.J. McCarthy. Nightmare matchup. I am out on him. I It changed my mind. I think a lot of Vikings fans would be out on him too. I think a lot of not Vikings fans are out on him. I don't know many people who like him right now. But we'll see. I don't know. He's got time. He's got time to turn things around. But we're going to dive in to the big storyline that I caught this weekend, or at least I don't know if I caught it. It's the big storyline that I noticed. This is, I don't know if this is true. It's probably not. I don't know if this is even true for this season. We'll keep it to this season. I think this is accurate for this season. The sacks this weekend were out of fucking control. I did this. I added up the stats right before I pressed record today on how many sacks happened this weekend. 71. And we haven't played Monday Night Football yet. Between Thursday night all the way to Sunday night, 71 sacks have taken place. That's bad. That is an insane number. Now, so the big storyline for me this weekend has been just the wars in the trenches. And I think that goes to show that the defenses have been winning those wars. Do I know where 71 sacks ranks like in an all-time fashion? Of course not. Do I know where that ranks past 10 years? No. Past 2 years? No. This season? No. But 71 feels like a lot, especially when you go, Josh Allen got sacked 8 times, probably should have been 9, but he fell past the line of scrimmage. So he got sacked the most times he's ever been sacked in a single game. Then you jump over to the Raiders game. Geno got sacked 10 times himself. Okay? There was, I didn't write which games they happened in. There was another game that had 8 total sacks and another game that had 9 total sacks. And then we're looking at 6, a couple 5s, couple 4s, couple 2s, 3s. The sacks have been through the fucking roof. Now, those 8 sacks on Josh Allen, personally, I think that the Texans have the best defense in the league right now. They're insanely unstoppable. They look so fucking. I watched every snap of Thursday Night Football this past week, and it was very upsetting to me that there were several times where I went, God, I wish that guy was on my team. And you knew there was an impending sack coming, an impending defensive play, and I just went, God, I wish that guy was on my team. What a difference maker that would be. And that sucks. I mean, okay, so that's the 8 sacks on Josh Allen, okay, was the best, what I think is the best defense in the league. Jump over to the Raiders. Myles Garrett had 3 sacks just himself in a single game. That's fucking nuts, dude. That is crazy. And then to even further that, even just past the sacks, we jump back to the Eagles. Saquon Barkley had just 22 yards on 10 carries. The defensive lines have been dominating the games this season, or at least this past week. They have been unstoppable. It's been insanely impressive. I mean, I don't have much to say. It was big sack weekend, as far as I can tell. Again, do I know that? No. Have I dug into the all-time numbers? No. But 71 seems like a lot. When you have 1, 2, 3, 4 games with 8 plus total sacks, that's a lot when we haven't played every game. That's a lot when we had fucking 5 teams on a bye week. That's crazy. There's something that needs to happen in terms of the offensive lines. I mean, it's good for football. I like the diversity of the game. Totally fine. Not complaining about the product on the field. I'm saying if I'm on offense, I have to figure out something because the only ones who look like they can't be stopped are the Cowboys, the Lions, and the Rams. Everyone else has shown that there is a weakness, most likely along the offensive line, and the defense is going to rotate its players. It's going to move people over, do slides, do switches, whatever the fuck is going to happen. The defensive line is going to be your offensive line, and the only ones it won't affect are the Lions, the Rams, and the other team that I just forgot the name of. Oh, maybe Seattle. They might not be affected either, but it's whatever the fuck. Cowboys. So those 3, maybe 4 teams are the ones who are going to really hold up and let their offenses be executed perfect, damn near perfect every single time. Everyone else, you need to be worried. That's my big takeaway from this weekend. Everyone needs to be worried if you're on the offensive line. Everyone's got to sharpen up, be tight, and figure out how to fucking execute, as far as I can tell. Because if not, we're going to have a lot of games like this where every game is decided in the trenches. These seem fucking glaring. These are taking down some of the best in the league when you got Josh Allen taking 8 sacks. Defenses are some of the best in the league when Saquon can't get 25 yards. It's fucking crazy. When J.J. McCarthy, yeah, he's not like the best quarterback in my opinion. I'm out on him. He got sacked 5 times because this Packers defensive line fucked him up. That's going to be something I'm going to be paying way more attention to that going forward because I'm very curious to see how these things shake out. Very, very curious to see how these things shake out. But that's really all I have for this weekend, guys. What was that, week 12? We'll say week 12. Fine, fuck it. Week 12. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like I said, we're trying new stuff, some fun stuff, trying to sharpen things up. I think we're getting there. We're getting better. Trying to have some fun here and there. I didn't have many, bits I could do this week, honestly, because I just didn't get the chance to watch that many games. Thanksgiving's coming up. A lot of opportunity to watch a lot of games. Hell, maybe next episode next week, maybe we're gonna have fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 songs. Who the fuck knows? Or maybe we'll do some silly accent reviews, whatever. But we're getting off track here. If you guys are liking something, please let me know. If you guys aren't liking something, please let me know. Like I said, we're very small, but we're still growing. We're getting better. But with being small, it gives us a lot of opportunity to try some new stuff that maybe the bigger shows can't try because they can't take risks because there's already an expectation. There's no expectation for us. We can do whatever the fuck we want. If you got an idea and you're a listener and you want to shoot it at me, hey, fucking throw it in the comments or something like that. Shoot me a message on Twitter. That's Pat on the Back 25 on Twitter. Pat O'Connor Comedy on Instagram. Shoot me a fucking DM. Talk to me in person if you know me. Like, let's figure out, some fun ways to do this shit. We're working on video, but don't worry about that. Just lost my train of thought. Oh, you guys like comedy? Go listen to Rudy Tuesday. Rudy Tuesday podcast. That's a podcast I do with myself, obviously, and comedians Breck Michael and Rudy Marinosi. It's a fun time. Airs every Tuesday, 7 a.m. usually. Sometimes out a little earlier, sometimes out a little later. It is what it is. That's just like, if you like bar talk and hanging out, that's the podcast for you. It's just whatever stupid things you would hear at the bar. If you're missing that experience because maybe your budget's gotten tight, maybe your ball and chain is cracking down on you. That goes towards men and women, okay? Women, if you, ladies, gentle ladies, if you like to go out and sit at the bar and have a good time, hang out and talk some weird conversation with the other ladies or the fellas, and your ball and chain husband won't let you do that, then you should fucking fix that, okay? That's what I think about that. You should fix that. Or if you can't fix that and, then go listen to Rudy Tuesday. It's fun. That was a weird little ramble. I should probably write out an ad read or something for that, but fuck it. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? I'm drinking strawberry flavored, unfiltered craft cider. We're having a good time. What do you want me to say? Thank you guys so much for listening. That's the end of the show for today. Love you guys very much. I hope my fighting the cat off of the keyboard and notebook was not a distraction. We're going to go dive into some Monday Night Football and have a good time. Love you guys.